Hello and welcome everybody to another Pioneer Masters Draft. As you can see in front of us, the rankings have officially reset. This is December 31st, the time of recording for this video. I am getting a little bit ahead of schedule for the videos, just because I am going to be taking a short trip down to Los Angeles to spend some time with my family. But the ladder has reset. What does that mean? Well, for all of you viewers, that means that we have a chance to get back to Mythic. And of course, the climb, the journey is always fantastic, and maybe we can go for rank 1. I do plan on playing a lot this month, so maybe we can tickle. Maybe we can get to the top 10. We'll see how things go. Now, before we head into this draft, I just wanted to say that this video is brought to you by TCGplayer.com. Check out TCGplayer.com for all your TCG singles and sealed product needs. Whether you need that box of foundations or a box of some old product along with some singles to round out your constructed decks, make sure you check out TCGplayer.com and click that affiliate link in the description below before making any purchases. Additionally, check out HeavyPlay.com for all things Magic the Gathering supplies and accessories. If you want top-of-the-line deck boxes, playmats, sleeves, dice boxes, and more, go to HeavyPlay.com/paulcheon for 10% off your first order. Additionally, if you ever see Heavy Play at any convention type event, swing by the booth, say hi, and that 10% discount will be applied in person as well. All right, let's hop in. Let's open something nice. Okay. Oh, this is a rare? Oh, you know what I thought this was? I thought this was Urban Evolution. That's in this set, right? They just look very similar. Okay. What do we got here? Labyrinth Champion, not too interested. And Experiment 1 is a nice aggressive card. We really got to showcase the power of this card in the last draft. What about Armed and Dangerous? Target creature gets +1/+1 double strike and Blur. Okay. So for 6 mana, it can be a finisher. Honestly, I'm just going to take Experiment 1 again. This went really well for me, and I just want to win. There's also Gate Colossus, but I'm a little bit hesitant to just move into Gates right away. Gate Colossus is a good one, but let's just take the Experiment 1 again, just because I don't really see anything else at common that I really want. So let's take that and see where things go. Ha, man. Now we got past the Gatebreaker Ram. You know, I'm just going to avoid it entirely. Let's just zag away from the Gatebreaker Ram. Noting that this is a really good pack, though. There's a Hornet Nest, which is not very good with Experiment 1, but a good defensive creature, I suppose. I also really like Triplicate Spirits. And Gatebreaker Ram, not so much. I mean, if you do end up with enough Gates, this can be good. But like I said, I think Gates is far too overdrafted. And for now, I know they have a high win rate. I'm just avoiding it entirely just because the fail rate on the decks can be pretty high, so I'm just avoiding it. And I think I'm just going to take Triplicate Spirits here. I think this is just going to be a good card in any aggressive strategy, whereas the Lieb Sky Knight I like in blue-white flyers. So let's take the Triplicate Spirits here. But of course, if blue-white is available, then, you know, I can move in that direction if needed. Not seeing anything in green that I like. I don't think Soul Flare is a particularly strong card. It's just a lot to build around. So for me, I'm looking at Azorius Charm, Fallaji Archaeologist as the two cards that really stand out to me, both being blue. The green cards don't really stand out to me as cards that I want. So yeah, why don't we just take the Azorius Charm? I do like this a fair amount. There's also the Archaeologist, which can be interesting too. If I just draft blue-white, I'm not sure which one is better between the two. Maybe it's the Archaeologist. It goes well with the Treasure Cruise as well. And it blocks the ground. I don't know. I haven't really played too much with this card. All right, I'll take the Charm. That could definitely be a Fallaji Archaeologist pick, but I'm not sure. But anyways, we're not necessarily going to commit ourselves to blue-white. I just took this just in case. Here, the best card in the pack is the Crawl Harpooner. So I think I'm going to take that, and we can still pivot back into green-white if necessary. Rimrock Knight is also fine, but it's just a worse card than the Crawl Harpooner. So I think this is just a clear Harpooner for us, and we can just try to figure out what the second color needs to be. Here we have... Are we just drafting the same deck? Very possible. Like I said, I'm here to win now. I'm here to win. There's Nyx Weaver as well. But we do have a good white card in the Triplicate Spirits already. There's Ardenfell Tactician and Stasis Snare. And curious what's better between the two. I wouldn't be shocked if the Tactician actually ends up being a better card here. I mean, this is a clear sign that white is open, though. Let's take the Stasis Snare. But White looks open, green somewhat. It's green, we're still trying to figure it out, but this is a 5th pick Stasis Snare with a Tactician, so I'm feeling pretty good about white as one of the colors to be. Still trying to figure out what the second one should be. What is Gather the Pack? Okay, Spell Mastery, that's not great. That's a late Wild Slash. Huh. Do I speculate on this wild? It's like the first red card we'd seen. I haven't drafted the red-white deck yet, but I do feel like I can also just kind of stay the course here with something like a Compulsory Rest. I think I like that more than Knightly Valor. There's a Wild Slash, a Calling Ambush, but I just want to take a white card, and I'm okay with the Compulsory Rest. One thing that's really interesting about this card, though, is that the win rate is not super high on the card, just because the life gain is very relevant, actually. But I still like it because it goes well with a card like Heliod's Pilgrim. Here, both Selesnya Charm and Martial Glory in the pack. I do really like Selesnya Charm as a trick and just as a decent 2-mana creature, so do like that as an option. And we could just be going back-to-back green-white decks here. Martial Glory, notably also the other decent card. Not seeing as much blue, maybe not as open in this configuration, but we'll see. I do like the Zephyr Winder. I think the Hallowed Moonlight doesn't do anything. What does Spawning Bed do? It makes a bunch of tokens, but it's a colorless land. So I think I'm going to go with the Zephyr Winder, just in case blue-white ends up being open. Let's say we table the Liev Sky Knight, then I can see a world where I also just shift back into a blue-white deck and take it from there. Don't really care about Kiora's Follower. I'll take another Compulsory Rest. Hey, sometimes you just need a way to push damage through, and that is what the Compulsory Rest allows you to do. Now we have the choice between Hopeful Eidolon and Knightly Valor. I mean, I guess the first Knightly Valor isn't too bad. All right, well, you know what? Now that we have a million auras, I will say that it's not crazy here to consider the Heliod's Pilgrim is just going to look much, much better here now. I actually just think Hopeful Eidolon isn't particularly great. I'll just take Treasure Cruise. It's a really good card, and if blue-white ends up being open, I can just still see moving back into it. Just because green has kind of died out, it's like, we saw this Selesnya Charm, sure. I second-picked Experiment 1, and I saw the Crawl Harpooner. But outside of that, green didn't really stand out to me as something that was open. In fact, the only thing that really felt open was white-ish. And then we're just trying to sort out what the second color should be. Chromanticore. Not going to be trapped this time. Pretty weak pack in blue-white or green-white here. Shoulder to Shoulder is okay. There's Mentor of the Meek. It's Fallaji Archaeologist. You know, I'm just going to take the Archaeologist here. I just think it's a really, really good creature in most decks. And green just does not seem open to me. I mean, blue doesn't either, to be honest, but it feels a little bit more open. And so we'll just go with this. We are very, very heavy on spells, by the way. So we do need to play more creatures here. And then, of course, I'm going to take Gust of Wind here. I think Jesse and Thief is really, really overrated. And I think Gust of Wind is fantastic if you want to do the blue-white Flyers thing. So let's go ahead and take that. Here, there's another Archaeologist. I mean, with all these spells, the Archaeologists have to be good. It's just we can play maybe more of a blue-white, like a slower blue-white deck, right? And this still blocks and gets us whatever spells we need. That's a Skylasher if I want it to be green-white along with another Experiment 1. But I just have to make a decision, and I'm just going to move in. I'm just not sure where I was supposed to. And now there's the Gates Ablaze. So the gates that could have been a real thing. I'm just going to take another Archaeologist here. We now have the ground covered. There's a Smiter. There is a Smiter. God. Nope. Nope, nope, nope. All right. Liev Sky Knight or Anchor to the Ether. I'm going to take the Sky Knight. This card is amazing. I do like Anchor as well, but blue-white tends to have a lot of ways to bounce. I already have a Treasure Cruise here, so let's just take cards to make its way into our deck. All right, you know what? This is fine. Sight Beyond Sight's okay, but I already have Treasure Cruise considered Gust of Wind. I just need more creatures in this deck, and Flyers namely. So let's take the Tactician here, and, you know, this is filling out nicely. Archaeologist to muck up the ground, and then some Flyers here. This is a totally fine place to be. And yeah, I'll take a Hero of Erois. It's just another 2-mana creature. Certainly better than all the other options there. I don't really care too much for Consider. I could take the Pilgrim's Eye in case there's a world I want to splash. That's a late Bile Blight, but I don't like this as much, I think, in blue-white, but could still play it. It's a flyer. Shoulder to Shoulder or Rogue's Passage. This doesn't really feel like a shoulder. You know what? I'm going to take Rogue's Passage. I feel like I have enough playables here. Take a Void Shatter, although very unlikely to play it. I have a Skirmisher. I'm probably not playing that. I mean, I'm not playing it either, to be honest, really. Three, four, five, six, seven, 8 creatures? Oof. This doesn't really feel like a Knightly Valor deck. I feel like I like this a lot more in green-white. And Consider is always just a totally fine card to play. All right, you know, I'm reasonably happy with the Rogue's Passage. There's the Smiter, in case we go back to green-white. Huh? I think specifically green-white was open, but I'm not sure if green-white, like green or white was open necessarily, but here it is. Double Treasure Cruise with triple Fallaji Archaeologist. Should I really push this to see if that's kind of good enough? Maybe, right? That's a lot of self-mill. That is a lot of self-mill. All right, definitely need... I mean, we have enough cards here at this point, so I'm not too concerned about my deck overall. There's a Heliod's Pilgrim, but I just think Liab Sky Knight is just too good not to take. So I'm just going to take all of them. Even if there is some chance that this table's a ton of good removal in this pack. Obnixilus's Cruelty, Draconic Roar, Turn and Burn, Exquisite Firecraft, all good cards, but... Liab Sky Knight is kind of where it's at here. Okay, what do we have in this pack? I don't really care for another Consider. I guess this could be the opportunity for... I don't really care about Spirit of the Labyrinth. This is more of an anti-constructed card. Let's just take Heliod's Pilgrim. We already have the 2 compulsory arrests, and I think that's just good enough to play. And also just gives us another creature to play in our blue-white deck. Here we have Aqueous Form. You can search that with the Heliod's Pilgrim, but I'm just taking Steward of Solidarity. This card's just awesome. 2 mana for a 2/2 that makes you a 1/1 every other turn. Fantastic 2 mana creature here. I'm actually not even sure how good Hero of Erois is in this deck. I guess, let's see, I need a spell that targets. So Ardenvale Tactician is like the only card. So Erois might not be great, but you know, we'll put it here as an option. Nothing here for us. Yeah, literally nothing. So I'm just going to rare... I already have a Knightly Valor, so I'm just going to rare draft. Silk Rep is good. I'll take that. I don't really care for Ingenious Gob or Swift Reckoning. Gear per Gearcrafter. Some red cards certainly open. White-red could have been on the menu as well, but I can't really complain about Silk Rep here, so happy enough with that. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Now we'll take Gust of Wind. There's also Azorius Guildgate, but I think Gust of Wind is simply far too good in blue-white. A third Treasure Cruise is probably not something that we want. I will play the War Oracle, although unlikely that I'm going to... I don't know if I'm going to play this card. Double white is kind of a big deal. An anti-big deal, if you will. Don't really need another Knightly Valor. God. Yeah, I mean, this was kind of rough. I mean, we have blue and white cards, but do we have enough? I don't know. I'm going to take this because I don't have a random expensive card. So this will be my one random expensive card to play in my deck. There's another Heliod's Pilgrim, which I'm certainly taking here. Actually, I should probably play Hero of Erois. It also just kind of demands some kind of removal spell in most instances. I have a Knightly Valor in my sideboard too, right? I'll take the Aqueous Form. I'm not sure. I probably need to play one of those, but I just don't know which one I'm going to play. I mean, we can kind of have a lower creature count here just because we have a lot of card draw / cycling type effects, which I think is fine. I also think 16 lands is totally fine in this type of deck. Syndicate Messenger, are you any good here? I mean, it is a flyer. All right. we'll see how this deck pans out. I didn't get any of the Cloudfin Raptors. I'm certainly missing a lot of the important cards for this style of deck. And we have a... whatever. Let's just put them all in again and then kind of see where we're at. As far as creatures go, the Trailblazer looks pretty bad. Hopeful Eidolon doesn't look great. I don't think the Scob seems to be the worst of my 3-mana options. I don't really like Top Crop Skirmisher. The others seem okay. I don't really like Void Shatter. I think I want to be more proactive. I don't really want Aqueous Form. I already have a bunch of flyers. 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's cut the Knightly Valor. And then let's actually move this way because the Triplicate Spirits is actually a creature. Do something like that. So still need to cut a few cards here. And cut the Rogue's Passage. And what are we... I think we just go 8-8. We have a Consider, a bunch of cycling. We have a Pilgrim's Eye as well. So I think 16 lands here is fine. Probably want to cut one of these 4-mana plays. What's better, War Oracle or Syndicate Messenger? I'm gonna go with the Syndicate Messenger just because it flies. But man, we don't really have it. Like, we have 0 flying synergy cards, sadly. 14 creatures here. I wonder if Heliod's Pilgrim is even good here. Do I just play the Compulsory Rest without the Pilgrims? I just don't have like another big enchant like aura to get. I like Aqueous Form seems pretty bad, and I think maybe I just don't play these and just play the rests. Or maybe I just play one Heliod's Pilgrim with 2 compulsory rests. All of those seem like reasonable things. Like, I definitely don't want to cut any of the compulsory rests. And taking a look at the other options here, there's Void Shatter, which I don't love with my mana. 12 creatures. Yeah, you know what? I think that's actually fine. You don't have to play every single Heliod's Pilgrim. And as far as ratios goes, I feel like I like plus... Basically, my kind of general rule of thumb is however many Heliod's Pilgrims I have, I want +1 aura that I like playing in my deck. So in this instance, I have 2 compulsory rests with 1 Pilgrim. Whereas when I play 2 Pilgrims, the chance of drawing one of these is too great. And there's no aura that I really want to play in this archetype. If I had a 3rd compulsory rest, then maybe I'd consider playing the Pilgrim. But I think this is going to be a fine balance here. And 13-13, so 8-8 seems totally fine. All right, let's give this one a whirl. Doesn't look too insane, but feels like it might have the tools to get there still. All right, now before round 1 starts, if you've been enjoying all of this content, and of course you wanted to support this channel in another way, my Patreon is the best way to do so. That is patreon.com/paulcheon. Special shout out to all of the patrons here. Thank you so much for all your support. It really does mean a lot and allows me to continue making this content for 2025. Thank you very, very much. Access to the Patreon will give you access to my Discord channel. We've built a really awesome community there of really helpful people trying to improve each other, get better at draft. All right. 0-0, blue-white. Not the best blue-white deck, I will fully admit, but we can still make it work. We can still make it work, especially when our opponent mulligans to 5. This is like the most underwhelming Hero of Eros anyway, deck ever. But usually people kill it, and it's still just a 2-drop. McKindy Slide Runner, okay. I don't think they're gonna block. I'm going to play the Archaeologist. You know what's funny? I actually, even if I hit, I might have just made this a 1-4. Just because it blocks the Slide Runner so well. Follow the Hammer. Ooh. Going off. Alrighty. Feels like a pretty good turn to cast Treasure Cruise. God, Treasure Cruise is good. Look at this. Look at all this gas. Gas in the tank. Look at it. They have 3 cards left. Nice McKindy slide runners. I think the plan is to just tap down the slide runners, but we'll see. Because I'm kind of interested in playing these anyways. Knightly Valor. All right. This is fine. They get a 2-2. Now I have Gust of Wind. It's actually interesting what I choose to target with Gust of Wind. I can kill a 2-2, but also I can kill that, which seems good too. All right, let's consider. I'll keep Compulsory Rest. Ooh, Shipbreaker Kraken is not bad as well. What does this do? When it deals combat damage to a player, untap up to one target creature. Do I just want to detain just to get in for more damage? Sure. I still get to keep this back. This can't attack me this turn. And the slide runner gets blocked by the Archaeologist. Flyers for the win! Flyers for the win. Shipbreaker Kraken means even if I draw a couple lands, it's not bad either. Okay, that's... Yep. Oh my gosh. That's gross. All right. All of the flyers. We have 10 damage worth of flyers here. Swift Reckoning, sure. And Girapur... Oh, that's actually really annoying. 3, 4, 5... That is actually quite annoying. Just because I have all these X1 flyers. Do I just let the trade happen? I can also Compulsory Rest and hit them for 7. Compulsory Rest this, hit them for 7. Untap a thing. And then play Triplicate Spirits. Okay. My opponent was like, I'm super dead. Yeah, I mean, I was just trying to make sure I don't mess that up, but I think we were really, really far ahead there regardless. It's like either kill the flyer and then get in for 7, which probably is the play. But the alternative is also just to get out a 6/6 there, right? Because then if I draw land number 8, that gives me another out to just win the game on the spot. All right, on the play. Gonna keep this. Ardenvale Tactician, one of the few ways to pump my Hero of Erois. Ooh, I need to play this Pilgrim right away. I already drew the 1 Compulsory Rest. If I draw the other Compulsory Rest, it's a disaster. So let's just run it out now. Pilgrim's Eye, sure. I need a Fallaji Archaeologist to get my treasure cruise going. Grixis control, though. I always have a bad matchup against control decks. I think I'm just going to pass and keep up Ardenvale Tactician here. Like, Pilgrim's Eye's probably going to attack. We'll see. Pia and Kieran Nalar? Oh my gosh. Ugh. All right, all right. I mean, if they double lock the Pilgrim, it's not a big deal. I'd rather kill the token, I think, just so that there's nothing to get back from the graveyard. Now the question is, do I compulsory rest anything? I don't think so. I'll just pass. At least we have 3 toughness creatures, but P and Kieran Nalar is one of the best rares in the whole set. So it's definitely something that you have to... it's definitely something that you have to respect. But Stasis Snare was a very, very good draw. The thing is, I don't even mind if one of my creatures dies in this exchange just because I have Treasure Cruise. Okay. Okay. I see. So the Tactician is going to go down here. Yeah, this is fine. Whew, that was some action. Triplicate Spirits, very, very good against Grixis control. What? Biden of Thassa, are you kidding me? Oh my gosh. Okay. I mean, we have plenty of creatures to play, it's just... right now, it's kind of rough, right? Let's kill the Blood Tithe Harvester. We missed again. Fair enough. We have a lot of spells in our deck. I mean, it's fine that we missed, but it's a little bit annoying. Now, they've drawn a gazillion cards. I'll take Treasure Cruise now. Alright, Gust of Wind also works. Wow, they can sack this treasure to, like, kill things, too. That's pretty good. Alright, this is fine. Steam Augury? I think this card is terrible. Do people like this card, Steam Augury? Alright, what do they have? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. How much mana? 8? Notion Thief looks really bad. That's a Guild Gate. Right. You can get that pile, I guess. It, like, slows them down, I guess. I mean, it's not ideal. Fight with Fire is incredible here. Especially against, like, my army of 1 toughness things. That is just not where I want to be. That is really brutal. It deals how much damage? 10? 4, 5, 6, 7. It literally kills my entire board. How's that for a magic card? At least they don't have Biden a Thassa left over. So what colors are they? I feel like I asked that question a lot in this format. I think they're blue, red, splash, black, which is fine. Yeah, and that's the issue. Because I have a slower version of blue-white, it's harder for me to punish decks like this. If I had the Cloudfin Raptor variant, right, I would have put far more pressure on my opponent, but this deck is just not able to as much. And so other decks that have a lot of these card draw type effects and fight with fires are going to have a really great time against me. And maybe that is an argument to play a card like Void Shatter in my deck, just because otherwise I'm not able to fight these control decks on a decent enough axis. I'm not sure. Rakdos' return. Wow. I feel like they should have cast Fight with Fire, but I guess they... Yeah, I guess this is fine too. I'm not going to play the Pilgrim's Eye. It's just an extra creature. They're going to want to fire this off. Probably killing my Archaeologist token and Messenger, maybe. Probably should have dealt one day. Oh, no, they don't need to. Never mind. They should attack with the Scob. And I should block. Alright. Does this fly? No. They're at 3 life. Yeah. The thing is, I can't beat Fight with Fire Possess Scob. And Grixis control, I will say, among the control decks, it is a very viable strategy. Bunch of Pilgrim's Eyes, bunch of value. You have access to Wild Slash, Dreadbore, Obnixilus's Cruelty, Treasure Cruise, Scobs to get back your powerful spells. This is definitely a proper way. If you want to draft control, it's possible. I don't like the Gate control deck as much, but this is totally fine. Is this Mythic? No, it's rare. So they play this. What? Okay. What if I had a pump spell? Oh man, that would be so sick. Well, you know what? Technically, oh no, they have the stupid P and Kirinalar. Okay. Yeah, alright, fair enough. Sweet, sweet control deck from the Judge, man. Yeah, I think I want to play... Like, I've also been missing with the Archaeologist. Like, my non-creature spell count is really high, though, right? It's like 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 11 spells I've been missing with this. Let's just play a Void Shatter. I feel like this... There are enough good slow decks where it is pretty nice to at least have one counterspell in your deck. So that is my thought process here. On the play here, I don't have a 2-mana play. Really would like to draw Plains off the top. But if I don't, I still have 3 Islands Pilgrim's Eye, which allows me to go get the Plains and then play all my other stuff. And then Pilgrim's Eye plus Gust of Wind is a nice combination. Of course, we just draw Plains right away, which is obviously preferred. What can they have for 1 black? Are they just full controlled? Like, I actually don't know what they could have for 1 black mana there. I don't really like playing just a naked Liev Sky Knight here. Black-red also tends to have a ton of removal. So I'd rather just play the Pilgrim's Eye, get something, and then play the Sky Knight on whatever they follow up with. And, you know, I still get to add to the board while also taking less damage. But our hand's looking great. They most likely have a lot of different ways to kill my things. Please don't play Pia and Kirin Nalaar. Alright. I actually don't want that card. Ooh, I do want that card. Just feel like against Rakdos specifically, the compulsory rest is not quite at its best. They're gonna have some way to kill the Sky Knight here. I don't know, like, why you just don't wait. Oh, I guess they don't. Why would you? Oh, they're gonna sack it? Sure. I don't draw the card, so that's a thing. I messed up there. I probably should have just played the Tactician, honestly. You know, I was literally saying that would be the literal worst card in their deck for me. And they drew it. I'll let Nantuko Husk attack. Yeah. Why do my last two opponents have the best rare in the format against me? That doesn't seem very fair. Doesn't seem very fair at all. My mana situation is very awkward here. I need another white source. And then if I play the Treasure Cruise, what do I want to keep up? Right? Island or Plains? Or do I just run out the Ardenvale Tactician? The problem with the Ardenvale Tactician is I just don't have a good follow-up beyond that, right? Like, I want to cast Treasure Cruise for 4 and keep up a color. And I probably should just play this flyer. 2/3 is a pretty good sizing on this board and allows me to continue putting pressure because they're probably going to want to fling these. Oh, wow. Okay, fair enough. It's a lot of damage. Yeah. All right, so now we have to play defense. Things have turned around. They're going to use a token here to kill my Sky Knight. So there's just no point attacking here. The question here is, should I play Shipbreaker Kraken? Or should I play the Treasure Cruise? I'm going to play the Kraken. They use Dreadbore. I'm just hoping they don't have another removal spell. And the life gain from this is quite nice too. No attacks. You can kill my Sky Knight. Whoa. Wild Slash instead of sacking a... Okay. Now, they had no cards in hand, right? They had no cards in hand. So my Shipbreaker Kraken should still not be that bad here, okay? What the hell? Oh my gosh. I guess they have to sack 2 Thopters. All right, we'll block. Sure. Oh, well, we didn't take 8 damage, okay? That's the way I'm looking at this. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. We are spinning our wheels. That is what we're doing. Silk Wrap was amazing. Silk Wrap on the Nantuko Husk. There's also Triplicate Spirits, but the Husk seems quite good here, so let's just... The Husk just seems like one of the crucial sacrifice outlets to have in this matchup. So why don't we do that? And hopefully we can just win by having some ginormous treasure cruises. There's nothing you can do here, friend. Just let it happen. Okay, sure. Perfect. Five, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Walk. Priest of the Bloodrite. Okay. At the beginning of your upkeep, you lose 2 life. Okay. I guess attacking is technically better. It just gets in for more damage, right? Yeah, it gets in for another point of damage. Alright. Alright, they go to 6, and we have 6 power in flyers. Drew a lot of lands, but we also drew a lot of cards, I guess. Alright, we're at 7, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We've drawn 11 lands. 11, 12, okay. Alright, 13 lands. Alright, we got it. Alright, that was a good game, though. Cheon, Kirin, Nalar, Zathir, Necromancer, double Dreadbore, Wild Slash. The only reason why we were able to win that game was that combination of Fallaji Archaeologist plus Treasure Cruise. Just so many cards, right? It's like, if they're gonna have a bunch of 1-for-1 removal spells, how do you go over the top? It's with big card draw. Two and 1. Opponent on the play. You know, my deck is not the most aggressive, so I think I can keep this. I'm on the draw here, so I just need a singular island here. And I have double compulsory rest to kind of stave off the early beats. Okay, so just give me 1 blue source. Just give me 1 blue source. I have, like, you know, I just needed like 3 turns to draw a blue source. Nissa Vastwood Seer. Well, that's just not cool. Yeah. Sideclaw Raptor. Okay. Yeah, this is fun. Fun. I mean, it was a risky keep, I will say. But I feel like being able to find a land in... Not even a land, just specifically blue source. I have 8 draws at it and a Pilgrim's Eye. And to not be able to, you know... I feel like if we get... With 2 lands in 5 draw steps, we should be able to find 1, right? A good chunk of the time. 9 outs, 5 draw steps. But, you know, sometimes you don't get there. That is the nature of the beast. I need to minimize the damage I take now, so I guess I have to target the Ranger, even though I don't want to put compulsory rest on the Ranger. Yeah, and then they play the Gate Colossus. And then this is going to flip. This is just all kinds of disaster. I mean, honestly, I feel like if I had a normal hand, this would have still been kind of a problematic matchup here. Yep. That's insulting. Plains number 6. Come on, deck. Come on. At least give me that. Like, at that point, I was already dead. So just give me the island. Just make me feel extra bad. Okay? Extra bad. 2-2, not an ideal start. I mean, obviously that last one was just kind of a... We all know how this story ends, right? 2 Plains, Pilgrim's Eye on the play. We all know how this ends. I gotta keep it, though. Like, if they want to put stuff on this, that's fine. At least they can't attack with it, right? Oh, sure. Okay, fine. That's not a big deal. All right, I kept 2 Plains on the play with a Pilgrim's Eye. This is the big turn. And, oh my gosh, I cannot believe it. I literally cannot believe it. We drew the land. We get to play a real game of Magic the Gathering. I am so happy that we get to do that. I am so happy. Even if I lose, it's okay. I'm just happy that I can play lands and spells. Next turn, double Fallaji Archaeologist against red-white is not bad. Not bad at setting up defenses and then try to get back into the game with some card advantage here with the Treasure Cruise. This looks like a Witch's Mark. Very, very good. I really dislike that Acheron Crusader is one of the best win rate cards in the format, by the way. I think that's actively very, very bad for the health of this format. That just shouldn't exist, honestly. You just can't have 1-drops be that good. I mean, I also dislike Cloudfin Raptor in a similar for similar reasons. It's like, oh, you're 1-drop. I have to kill it. And it's a common? Please. Oh my gosh, they had it all! It's okay. One, two, three, four, five, six. We're very likely to draw a land here, which is why I'm treasure cruising here. Yep. And then now we get to play the Sky Knight and detain the Trailblazer so they can't hit me for 70 million damage this turn. It's still a 3-7. It's still very good, but at least they can't attack me. They're almost out of action. Follow the hammer. Sure feels that way. Just play it. Oh, it's a Draconic Roar. Same thing. I feel like they might still have a Follow the Hammer. Wait. Oh, it's a Steward of Solidarity. God. What a solid draw from the opponent. Oof, okay. That was good, actually. That was very, very good. Let's bounce the 3-7. Is Exert at sorcery speed? No, it doesn't look like it. Wow. Gear per Gearcrafter too? Okay. Rimrock Knight. Well, you know what's going to be really good against this board? Triplicate Spirits. 3, 4, 5, 6. There's no way for me to play this and keep up the Void Shatter, so I'm just going to tap for the full amount. At least this blocks everything. And now it's just a matter of us trying to out-resource our opponent. We've already cashed Treasure Cruise and gotten a lot of value, but, you know, 9 lands versus 5 lands and all spells on this board. It is what it is, right? It is what it is. All right, we will make the good blocks. Yeah, this is rough. Just too many creatures. Oh, that was good. That was very, very good. It's just the perfect size. Like, they just can't attack me because I have this in play. Granted, I can't attack them either. And we're a little bit flooded now. And they're making a 1/1 every other turn, which is very annoying. So. How do we have 14 cards left? Oh my gosh. Okay, we have our own Steward of Solidarity. Alright. Maybe they're getting flooded. That would be reasonable if they got flooded. Okay, so I get to counter something. I guess. Might be like a coordinated assault or something. Feels that way. Martial Glory. They didn't target the 1/1. Really interesting. Whatever. I'm not like I can't sandbag whatever spells I play, right? I just gotta fire off whatever I can. So. Goodness, this is not good. Like, presumably they have 17 lands too, so they need to hit the land pocket badly. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10, 4. We have 2 lands left in our entire deck. I should have played the land, probably. In case I go treasure cruise into something. That was pretty good. I'm not going to target this because I don't think they're going to attack me with it. So I'll just target, like, the Trailblazer, I guess. All right. Like I said, there's 2 lands and 9 spells left in our deck. Okay. Hero of Erois. Now, I never said that my spells are high impact, okay? I never said that. Do I want to attack here? I mean, I just feel like I got to get something going. If they play a land, Hero of Erois can just block the Makindi Slide Runner. I don't want to attack the Liev Sky Knight into the 1/1 Thopter, though. So we have, what, another Treasure Cruise in our deck? I'm trying to figure out what the good cards left in our deck are. Not having the Triplicate Spirits is a little bit unfortunate. I think we've gone through both Liev Sky Knights. Probably have another Gust of Wind in our deck, which would be pretty good. Okay. If they attack with the Trailblazer, like, I feel like if they just attack with the Slide Runner, I might be able to pull off a double block here. With the Archaeologist plus Hero. But maybe I just single block. I want to minimize the damage I take. This is fine. They're going to kill my hero. Yeah. They're going to play a flyer here. There's just no way they attack with the 1/1, right? Huh. Or they have a Wild Slash for the Liev Sky Knight. Okay, what do I want to do? I mean, I certainly want to bounce this. Oh, it's an Ardenvale Tactician, maybe. No? 1 damage for 3 damage. I'm just saying. Generally speaking, not great. They have to have something here. Like, I just don't believe that they would attack this Thopter and trade 1 damage for 3. Well, I guess it happened. Another land? All right, we have 1 land left in our deck. We have 1 land left in our deck. Oh, man. Sometimes this happens. It's brutal. They're gonna kill the Sky Knight, would be my guess. But we'll see. So it's when this gets 3 counters on it. Yeah, okay. These creatures have vigilance? I didn't even know that. Are they gonna go face? No, Sky Knight, yeah. That makes sense. So block. 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 Alright, I mean, they have to be out of action here. Ardenvale Tactician is a real card. Certainly a real card. Oh my gosh. Oh, yeah. They are certainly doing it here. Crowan Crusader, okay. Out of gas. Alright, let's make a token. This thing does scare me. Oh! Azorius Charm. That is nice. Putting that Trailblazer on top seems amazing. I could also draw... I mean, there's a lot I can do, but I assume this is what I want to deal with. I could also give my team lifelink. I don't know. There's a lot here. I feel like this Azorius Charm will be pretty crucial here. 4, 5, 11, 12. Let's see. 13, 14, 15. So 1 land left in our deck. Treasure Cruise is another card. Compulsory Research Rest is one of the cards as well. Really great game here. Okay. Wow. Art. Okay. This attack? They have 2 cards. Oh my gosh. Okay, how do I want to do this? Something like that. Fallaji Archaeologist? Yikes. Oh my god. Do I really want to play that? Oh my gosh. If I gain 6 life, how do they kill me? Alright, let's go for it. Two flyers. All in. Stasis Snare is amazing as well. Let's go. Let's go. 2 flyers. Come on. Come on, 2 flyers. Woo-hoo-hoo! Yes. Wow. That one feels good. That was a grindy one. Forgot about the Stasis there in our deck. Oof. Lot of close back and forth in that one. Love to see it. All right. 3 and 2. All right, we got a 2-drop. This is fine. I will say, Fallaji Archaeologist plus Treasure Cruise. Match made in heaven. Turn 1 Crusader again, huh? It's the world we live in. It's probably a Witch's Mark and I take 3. Like, I just don't like that play pattern. I just don't like that you can do that at common. Right? Like, I just don't like that this can be a thing. Like, why? This is horrible. Like, Acorn Crusader should be an uncommon. This just doesn't make any sense to me. It really doesn't. More of a... This is just me complaining about the design element of having something like this. It's just so oppressive. It's just not fun. I mean, maybe I'm in the minority. Do you like it when a 1-drop is one of the best commons in the set? The issue was just that the heroic mechanic was just so much well supported than a lot of the other archetypes. And so as a result, it's just... I guess it's more of a play pattern thing. I just don't like seeing that at common. Oh yeah, 1-drop, Rimrock Knight. 1-drop, Witch's Mark. Oh hey look, it's the Witch's Mark. Sure, you know what I mean? Interesting that they targeted that. They must have... They discard a compulsory rest, so they must have another removal spell here. They must have a second compulsory rest. Ay, ay, ay. Yeah, it's like Witch's Mark is the best common in the entire set. Really? So they also have Artful Maneuver? That's cool. Now they're going to pass, because they have Artful Maneuver in their hand. What is Kabira Takedown? Oh my god. Wait, so not only did they have a pump spell in their hand, they also have Ardenvale Tactician. Right? It's like they clearly have a pump spell too. Whew. This is a draw. Oh, Sajiri Shelter. That's what it was. It was some kind of combat trick. I guess it's Sajiri Shelter. Yep. I mean, I can't even... What, like, now if, like, this dies, then... Oh my gosh. They gain a life? Oof. This is not a good feeling. I need to make a 1/1 to chump the Rimrock Knight, and then like keep this back to block the 1/1, I guess. And this is the thing, like my hand was totally fine, and I'm at 1 life on turn 5. Not really sure what to do here. I'm probably just dead just because of the 1 damage when this creature dies. Yeah. I mean, aggression is the name of the game in this format, and nobody does it better than red-white. So, it is what it is. Let's just take a look. I'm just curious. Acheron Crusader, 58.5% games in hand win rate. What is it number? Let's see. Yeah. I mean, just to give you a sense for how dominant red is in the current format right now, we're looking at Witch's Mark as the clear number 1 common in the set at 60.7%. Dreadbore and Obnixilus's Cruelty makes a lot more sense at number 2 and number 3, right? Because they're premium removal spells. Goblin Heel Cutter at number 4. Gearpoor Gearcrafter number 5. Acheron Crusader number 6, Rimrock Knight number 7. So just if you look, out of the top 7 commons, 5 of them are red, and then Dreadbore is black-red. And it's all because it's an aggressive package that works so well together. Acheron Crusader, Rimrock Knight, Gearpoor Gearcrafter, Witch's Mark. You're not ever really down a card when you're just doing the thing, and it just ensures that you always have stuff to do with your mana, and you just don't run out of things to do. And then, of course, Wild Slash also sneaking in there at the very end. So just based on what I see right now, it's like red, probably red-black, maybe red-white, blue-white. Those are the things that you want to be doing. Even McKindy Slide Runner is in the top 12. So red is clearly the best color, the best thing to be doing in this format, and it just feels like the heroic aggro shell was just pushed a little too hard. Like the blue-white stuff works too, but just a little too hard. I don't think I like Acheron Crusader at common. It's weird to upshift the rarities of certain cards, but if you want that card to exist, it just feels like an unfun play pattern with all the support that it has. Think about it this way. Rimrock Knight, Expedite. Expedite's not really a good card. But Rimrock Knight, Witch's Mark. These are all just fine things for your opponents to be doing, and it just gives you extra tokens, right? For a 1-drop, that just seems like a lot, and they really went out of their way to make it so that the heroic stuff really works. And if you just don't have an answer to that in some way, and like having a 1-drop that demands an answer at common also is just ridiculous. Anyways, that's enough of me ranting. We still went 3-3. I thought our deck was fine. We lost to a really, really strong mono red deck, or sorry, a red-white deck with a really great draw. We lost to 1 game because we got just completely mana screwed. And then we lost to a Grixis control deck that went over the top and had all the tools necessary to beat us. So I thought this deck was fine. I feel like, in general, if I want to build a Treasure Cruise deck, I probably want to be leaning more on the controlling end of the spectrum. But, you know, blue-white wasn't super duper open, so this is just kind of what we backdoored into, right? We just had some flyers with Archaeologist and Treasure Cruise, and sometimes that was good enough to get it done. But, you know, I thought this deck was totally fine. Nothing insane by any means. We had a lot of great games as well. So, you know, I thought this was just a totally fine way to kind of go about things. But generally speaking, the way that you want a successful blue-white deck, the most successful blue-white decks, taking a look here real quick, just looking at the data just to back up all the nonsense that comes out of my mouth. In blue-white, what you want to be doing, number 1, Liev Sky Knight. Number 3, actually, still the Fallaji Archaeologist. So this card's still very, very good. Gust of Wind, obviously insane in blue-white. And then Cloudfin Raptor coming in at number 5. So you just want all flyers, all good stuff. We were just kind of missing the Cloudfin Raptor part of a good blue-white deck. But all in all, I still thought this deck was fine, not insane. But that doesn't mean I'm going to stop. I'm going to keep going. I want to make sure that I understand the ins and outs of this format because I want to be maximally prepared for the Arena Open coming up in about a week. So I do need to draft some red aggro decks too, but I know what it looks like. I know what it looks like. It's not too hard. You take all the cheap things, you take the Crusaders, you take all the ways to pump the Crusaders, take some removal, and you go about your day, and it seems to be a very, very strong strategy. So we'll try out that in a future video. Anyways, thank you so much for watching, as I truly, truly do appreciate it. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe button for more daily videos just like this. If you've enjoyed this content and wanted to support the channel in another way, my Patreon is, of course, the best way to do so. That's patreon.com/paulcheon. Access to the Patreon gives you access to my Discord channel, which I really do believe is a great way to up your limited game and also join a fantastic community of like-minded individuals looking to up their game. Additionally, check out tcgplayer.com for all your Magic the Gathering singles and sealed product needs. Make sure you click that affiliate link in the description below before you make any purchases. Last but not least, check out heavyplay.com for premium Magic the Gathering supplies and accessories. If you want top-of-the-line deck boxes, playmats, life pads, sleeves, and more, go to heavyplay.com/paulcheon for 10% off your first order. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you tomorrow.